Early childhood education has been a part of all of our lives since we were 3 and even today. Being involved with children has allowed us to see the benefits and growth a child can receive from early childhood education.
ECE all started when the first kindergarten in the U.S. was opened in Wisconsin by a German woman named Margaret Schrutz. However, this kindergarten was conducted in German. The first kindergarten classroom that spoke English was opened in Boston, Massachusetts in 1860 by Elizabeth Peabody. Schrutz introduced Peabody to the concept of kindergarten and early childhood education, which she learned from Frederick Froebel, the founder of the term kindergartner. According to Morgan, the education of young children was a new and exciting movement that naturally attracted the transcendentalist. Thoreau was a transcendentalist during this time that gave presentations about early childhood education, and from these speeches, ideas about preschool education came about. In addition, in 1965, programs such as Head Start were introduced, which was a preschool program that targeted low-income families. Project Follow-Through was created shortly after.
Today, President Obama is committed to prepare birth through 5-year-olds services they will need to succeed before they enter kindergarten. Obama is urging states to impose higher standards across all publicly funded early learning settings, develop new programs to improve opportunities and outcome, engage parents in their child's early learning and development, and improve the early education workforce. The Obama administration is currently trying to expand Head Start and other ECE programs. With expanding this program, this will help preschool students. This is because, right now, ECE is separate from kindergarten through 12th grade programs, which can create poor transitions from early childhood to kindergarten and to first grade. Lewis stated that in 2007, the Improving Head Start Act required governors to establish collaboration at the state level among federal and state early childhood programs and services. This entitled schools to think about the teacher quality of the teachers they had for early childhood education and the lack of capacity they also had. Schools are not ready for preschool students. Bowman stated that the public supports early childhood education. 81% of Americans and 84% of public school parents favor kindergarten being required by law. According to NBC News, cutting spending on early childhood education is not a smart idea. Money is getting tight, education gets cut, and then the children pay for it. Monica Lang-Acquire, principal from Oyster Adams in Washington, D.C., believes children need experience before kindergarten to be on the same playing field as their peers. According to Costello, schools are now spending $4,028 per student for preschoolers in 2010, $114 less than in 2009, and $700 less than in 2001. Costello also stated that with our government cutting preschool, our most at-risk students are entering kindergarten already 12 months behind the other students with social, emotional, or academic delays. Barnett said that without preschool and proper education, 35 to 45% of the children are not prepared to succeed when starting kindergarten, which results in repeating grades, drop out of high school, and maybe even involved in crime.
The first 5 years of a child's life are very important for that child's development, and starting education during those first 5 years can make all the difference. A study from Doggett and Watt done in Tulsa, Oklahoma proved that Pre-K for All program found that middle-income children who attended Pre-K scored 41% higher in assessment of letter-word identification and 17% higher in spelling than their peers without Pre-K. As the study showed, having a young child go through preschool gives many benefits in the child's education, and it has positive effects on the main areas of language, literacy, and math. ECE also improves school readiness for kindergarten as well as reducing rates of grade retention, which helps lower the rates of special education placement. From reducing these two main problems, it leads to more students graduating high school. According to Bracey and Stellar, as laid out by Stephen Barnett of Rutgers University, to be high quality, programs should have the following characteristics: low child-teacher ratios, highly qualified and well-paid teachers, intellectually rich and broad curricula, parents engaged as active parents with the program, and starting dates at or before the child reaches 3. According to Kagan and Hallmark, many programs in the U.S. do not meet these criteria. This is why we need to not cut funding, as this causes these characteristics to not become possible. According to Costello, last year states cut funding by $30 million, 40 states that fund pre-K education. 19 states cut spending in 2010. 9 out of the 19 states cut spending by more than 10% or more. Epson and Barnett researched the funding cuts in pre-kindergarten programs. They found that $338 million in state funding will be cut from pre-K programs across fiscal years 2010 and 2011. Also in fiscal year 2011, another $89.6 million is proposed to be cut from state-funded pre-kindergarten program appropriations. Epson and Barnett stated that Illinois would account for about half of the added cuts for the fiscal year 2011. If Illinois actually fully funded programs, this would reduce the total cuts to $300 million, and the fiscal year 2011 cuts to $51.4 million. Dessoff said 11 governors already have proposed preschool cuts for next year. More cuts may be coming as state legislators cope with budget shortfalls.
So what is all the rave about ECE? Some might think ECE is just a place parents can go to drop off their kids while they're at work. However, this is not the case at all. Through preschool, children learn the concept of a routine. According to Lester, they understand carpet time, cleanup procedures, how to share crayons, or even getting their pans on and off without their teacher's help. That's big. Bosick says the association between preschool participation and reading scores at kindergarten entry is almost 3 times larger among English proficient Hispanic children than among white children. By allowing Hispanic students an opportunity to engage in education at an earlier age, it helps them become a successful individual. Gormley, Gayer, Phillips, and Dawn found Hispanic students experience a 79% gain in letter-word identification, a 39% gain in spelling, and a 54% gain in applied programs, above and beyond the gains that occur as the child ages 1 year. By exposing them to more situations, ECE helped these students become more flourishing compared to those students who were not involved in ECE. ECE students also benefits a child's vocabulary. It has been found that a child who experienced an ECE environment learned approximately 1,100 words in an ECE classroom compared to a student who did not have this experience who only knows about 500 words. While those were short-term benefits of ECE, research has shown there are many long-term benefits of a high-qualified ECE classroom. Preschool California has found that students are more likely to graduate from high school, more likely to be employed, more likely to earn a higher income, less likely to need public assistance, more likely to lead healthy lives, and less likely to become involved in crime.
The future is in our hands. We, the people, the government, and the future teachers need to come together to support early childhood education.
We worry about what a child will become tomorrow, yet we forget that he is someone today.
Quoted by Stacia